Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Lauren here, and today I'm sharing with you my top 5 graphgan making tips. Now, if you've clicked on this video, you probably already know what a graphgan is, but just in case you don't, it's a colorwork blanket like this one here. This is my mini mountains blanket. It's a little difficult to show on my desk, so I'm going to insert a picture of the full project right here. And the reason I've got this out today is because my first tip is to start with something simple or something small. And by that I mean start with either a baby blanket project, or if you're going for a full-size blanket, pick something that only has 2, maybe 3 colors. For example, my stag blanket right here. That's because graphgans can get a bit overwhelming. You end up with lots of different colors and you're using them all at the same time, and they can get tangled and it can be a bit difficult. So start small, start simple. Tip number 2 is to use a chart keeper. Now this one I've got here is just a cheap document keeper that I picked up in a stationery shop, but you can get specific crochet and knitting chart keepers, and I'll pop some links in the description to some that you can try out. And basically the whole point of this is you pop your chart in here, and every time you finish a row, you move this bar up. And it's just a really easy way to keep track of which row you're on. It's been an absolute game changer for me, and I highly recommend them. Tip number 3 is to ditch the foundation chains and use foundation stitches instead. When you're making a blanket, you can end up with a very long chain, which is annoying to work into. So the alternative to this is to use foundation stitches. When you're working foundation stitches, you're doing the foundation chain and the first row of stitches at the same time. If you're new to this, I have a tutorial which I'll link below and you can check out at the end. Tip number 4 is all about keeping your edges straight. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn as you normally would. And this is whether you're using half double crochet or single crochet, because those are the main 2 stitches that you're going to use for graphgans. And quite often, crochet patterns will have you skip this first stitch and work into the second stitch. But to keep your edges straight, we're going to work into this first stitch here. And then when you get to the end of the row, you're not going to work into the turning chain. You're just going to work into the last stitch, chain 1, turn. My 5th and final tip is for color changes. Now this is obviously a bag, not a blanket, but the color work that I did in this is the same that I do in graphgan projects. And that involves not carrying yarn underneath. So like this blue yarn here is not carried under the white. And the project is the same on the back as it is on the front. Now, instead of putting a whole tutorial in this video, I'm going to direct you to this tutorial right here where I show all my colorwork changes. And I hope you found this helpful. If you've got any crochet tips you'd like to share in the comments, please do. And I will see you in the next one.